So guys, today's video, I want to talk about some countries that you can immigrate to with your family. When I say you can immigrate to with your family, it means that if you apply for a school abroad in any of these countries, then apply for the visa, you can carry your family along, or you can put your family, maybe your husband or your children, inside the application during the visa process. Then when the visa is granted, you can now move with your family abroad. Yeah, you have to understand that some countries in Europe or in the Western world or in North America, South America, or around the world do not allow dependents. Dependents here are people who depend on you to move with you when you are on a study visa. To those who are asking me about job opportunities, I want to move through a job. I do not do anything that relates to job. I don't know anything about jobs. I only talk about how to migrate abroad using academics. And if you think you don't understand anything, you book a call with me. All right, the fee is not that much. It's 7,500. Then I'm going to call you on phone, on WhatsApp, then we talk for more. I will just give you the advice. I must not necessarily do everything for you. My work is to advise you, and make sure you check my YouTube channel with same name, Milton Fonkwa. Now, let's talk about these countries where you can move with family. If you apply for a school in these countries, you can move with your family, like I said before. The first one is Denmark. If you apply for a school in Denmark, you can move with your family, okay, when you are going for studies. The second country is the Netherlands. If you apply for a school in the Netherlands, you can move with your family. But remember, Denmark and Netherlands are not that cheap. These countries are very expensive. So before you start the process, make sure you follow every detail, every information you can put your fingers on, so that you know what you are doing. The next country is Finland. If you want to immigrate to Finland, Finland is quite affordable. You can move with your family as well. Then another country is Austria. You can equally move to Austria with your family as well. All these countries are found in the Schengen area. They are equally found in the European Union. So if you get a visa to any of these countries, remember there are about 27 or 28 countries in the European Union or the Schengen zone. I don't know, but there are many of them. Just know that the visa that you are going to get as a student, a study visa, you can always visit all these other countries without applying for any other visa again. Please do your research to know more. Then also understand that the next country you can move with family is Portugal. You can equally move to Canada with your family on a study visa. But now remember, there are rules in Canada lately. And if you want to move with family to Canada on a study visa, make sure you apply for a bachelor's program in university, master's program in university, or PhD in university. Community colleges does not permit you again to carry your family along. That is the new development. Then these other countries now, you can move with family, but you have to go first. Then you can later invite them to join you. The first country is Belgium, the second is Germany, the third is Slovakia. You can go first, then later on, you can now invite your family to come in. Most of the time, they want you to have a job, a part-time job. They want you to have an accommodation of your own with a particular size, okay? That is why it is always important for you to be in these particular countries before you bring in your family. I hope this helps you. So this is an update. It looks like many people didn't see this. There is an update for those who intend to study in Austria come maybe January, February 2025. The reason is because, the reason I'm saying come January 2025 or February 2025 is because now for you to study in Austria, you have to do legalization of your documents and verification of those same documents. And this is a process that takes quite some time. So if you really want to study, you need to start the process now. And you have to go through the Austrian embassy in order to do all this documentation, or like to put the process in order. I have a lot of videos, many videos on my YouTube channel. I talked about this same issue, and I'm just here to elaborate again on it. If you really want to study in Austria, know that as of 1st of March, the legalization procedure had changed. There is a new fee for every nationality, and I'm going to be giving you those information. Remember, if you are moving alone, you have some specific documents you need to provide to the Austrian embassy for them to legalize before you can apply to your school. I would encourage you to make sure you do this process before you start applying to universities in Austria. Now, to those who are asking me if they can actually do the process, or how can they get proof of evidence or evidence from their university to show to the embassy, because there is a new law now. The embassy wants to be sure that after doing those the legalization, you would actually use those documents to apply to the university. So the embassy is actually asking for proof. All you need to do is, in case the school is refusing to give you any paper, just go to the school website and check very well on the documents section. You are equally going to find details on legalization. You just maybe print out the page, then you carry it to the embassy or to the consular when you are going. Now, for Nigerians, one person, the legalization fee is 400 euros. Then if you want to move with family, which means you are going to attach a copy of your birth certificate and of course that of your children and your marriage certificate, you will have to pay 500 euros. Now, for Ghanaians, Cameroonians and Togolese, the amount is 700 euros. I said this on my YouTube channel. Please make sure you verify the videos on the channel and watch them so you understand better. Then if you are from these three countries, Cameroon, Ghana and Togo, and you intend to move with your family, the amount is 800 euros. Remember, there is a procedure on how to go and do the legalization. You must go there in person in case you want to do anything. And if you want to send somebody, you have to give the person authorization. Please consider checking the Austrian Embassy's website so that you actually know what you are doing. So let's just quickly go straight to the topic of today, and I want to address this issue of proof of funds to study in Canada. Yeah, this is the right time. Many students are preparing their visa applications, and I think this is the time you need to know. Now, let's talk again about proof of funds to those who do not understand how the concept works. Proof of funds is documents or evidence to prove to the visa officer that you actually have some money somewhere, all right, readily available. This is what it means. The money must be readily available to you and accessible to you at all times to take care of yourself while you study in Canada. This is what proof of funds to study in Canada looks like. It's more like. Now, who are the people who can actually sponsor you to study in Canada? You as the applicant can sponsor yourself. Your mother can sponsor you, your father can sponsor you, your brother or sister can sponsor you, and to a greater extent your uncle and aunties. I know people whose visas were approved based on the fact that their uncles and aunties actually sponsored them. But you have to be very tactical here. Now, let's start with how much is needed for you to study in Canada in 2024. First thing first, you need to understand that according to IRCC, which is the government of Canada, let's put it this way, you need to have 1 year of living cost money, which is equivalent to how much? 20,635 dollars, not euros now. And the other one is you equally need to add this amount of money to 1 year of your tuition fee. It doesn't matter if you are studying a 4 years bachelor's program or maybe a 2 years master's program. It doesn't matter. According to IRCC, you need to have just 1 year of your tuition fee. Though I usually say that it is important or maybe better for you to have all this amount of money in your bank account. But how are you going to raise millions upon millions? Let's assume that you are going for a 4 years program. How are you going to raise all the money? But if you can have the money and can show evidence, bring it up, okay? Then the third option is you need to have travel allowance or feeding money or return flight money. In this way we call it miscellaneous. So according to IRCC, the general thing you need to know is 1 year of living cost money, 1 year of tuition fee, and at least $4,000 to $5,000 for miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is flight tickets, aller and retour. Aller and retour is to and fro ticket, or maybe any other thing that you need to buy. You need to have this. So this is how much you need. All right, this is how much you need. Now, there is something that you need to understand. If you are not, remember I said there are people who can sponsor you. Okay, I know some people will be like, Milton, my company sponsor me? In the case of Canada, it is not good for external sponsors like maybe friends, maybe or companies or stuff. And even if a company wants to sponsor you, it has to be a registered or well-recognized company. I hope you understand, like MTM, maybe Camtel. I'm talking, we're related to telecommunication now. So you have to put this into consideration. Now, if you are not the one who is going to sponsor yourself, make sure you prove to the visa officer that you have enough money that's not just available. That is not just available for that year, 1 year, because you are going to study for 1 year. Let's assume that maybe you have a business and you are going for your business. You are going to study. Now, what happens to the next 2 years? That if you are going for a bachelor's program for 3 years or 4 years, what will happen to your studies? Who is going to be supplying money for that? So you need to be able to convince the visa officer enough that you actually have some money left somewhere. You actually have a business. You actually have somebody who can be providing the remaining money for the years you are going to be studying, not just this 1 year. I hope you understand. So this is what you need. In these cases, maybe you can show that you have a sponsor, or maybe you have a business that is generating money. This is where your business registration documents now play a very huge part in your visa application. I have said this countless times that it is always good. I even told some people when they came to me for one-on-one appointment, I told them that go and register your business. And they were like, Milton, why? It's expensive. But I told them, in this study abroad thing, guys, you have to choose. You have to decide if you are going to do it now and be better tomorrow. All right, because the only way you are going to prove to the visa officer that you have a business is if you can show them your business registration documents and, of course, the tax papers to show that you have a business, you are paying your tax. If you show that you have a business and you are not paying tax, it is going to put you in serious problems. You cannot be immigrating to a new country and you don't prove that you can pay tax. You have been paying tax. It is not good. It doesn't speak well of you. So these are the things that you need to explain to the visa officer. Now, the next thing that you need to tell the visa officer is, like, who is going to be providing the bank statement. We talked about the bank statement before. You need to know if you are the one to provide the bank statement, if you have to supply your own bank statement alongside that of your sponsor, which is something I usually recommend. Okay, we are going to talk about it